Hey everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Over the next few flights I'm going to be doing something not different, but I decided to give myself a challenge. We are going to fly the 4 longest flights from our hub airports in England. So our hub airports being Edinburgh, Manchester, Gatwick, and London Heathrow. And today we're starting with London Heathrow. So we are at London Heathrow. It's about 9 o'clock at night. And we are flying the Airbus A320neo from here to Baku in Azerbaijan. It is over 5 hours of flight time, so it's an overnight flight. Let's jump into the airplane, get her fired up, and we'll get on our way. Alright, so we're going to move up here. Batteries are both on when we got the dome lights on, so we're good. So the weather's not too bad. It's clear. Winds are out of the northwest, and it's actually a very nice evening. Weather's about the same in our destination, so if that holds overnight, it should be a good landing in the morning. So let's go over everything. Parking brake is set. Chocks have been removed. Ground power is connected. Throttles are in idle. Engine master is normal. Why can't I talk today? Normal. Batteries are on. Batteries are reading good. External power is now on. Generator switches are on. Waiting for the engines. We'll get the adheres aligning. I'm still running the Airbus development mod right now. Haven't updated to the new one. Panel displays. We can come on and turn up our panels. And we'll do this for all of them across the board as we go. Come down here to the E-cams. Some illumination. Get the lights on the top there, and we'll come down to the lower panel. We're going to kick on a notch on both pedestals, front and rear. Well, it should be good while we get everything set up. So nav lights are now on. Panel lights are good. Landing gear lever is down. Flaps are up. Spoiler is retracted. Fuel quantity, we are loaded with fuel. The seatbelt signs, and then the passengers can start loading. There's a seatbelt. Oop, come on. Seatbelts are on, and no smoking is on. Weather's been checked. De-ice not required at the moment. Transponder, we'll leave it at 7,000. Alright, FMC setup. So, database is accurate, and we are aligning currently. So we'll go to our initialization page. We are flying from EGLL to UBBB. Our alternate today. It's not what I wanted. Our alternate today, I just gotta find it. Have to go into SimBrief to pull it up, as the default program is not showing me an alternate. Let's see if I can find it listed here. UBBQ. UBBQ. UBBQ is going to be our alternate today. And we are flight FL 316. Cost index of 25 and a cruise altitude of 33,000. So flight level 330. Alright, so that is all happening. We can go on our performance page. It's going to be a flaps 1 takeoff. So our V speeds are being updated now, given our weight and everything. So 157, we're a heavy aircraft today. 157 V1. VR is 161 and V2 is 163. Transition altitude 10,000 feet. That is good. There's our thrust reduction at 1577. Over to the flight plan. We will be taking off on 27 right on the Det 2F departure. And our plan is to arrive on the ILS for runway 34 on the Knob V2F arrival. So we can come over here. We will go to our go away our plan mode. We'll crank that out a bit. So we're going to leave London and head eastward, and as we go along, should start to turn a little bit southeast. There we go. You can see all the waypoints. We'll be going through down across Europe, Eastern Europe. And we come down, and then we'll swing down and loop around and land in Azerbaijan. So that is looking correct. So you're going to be on there, you're going to go to there. And as I mentioned, 33,000 feet for the cruise today. So 4 minutes to go. Open up the gates at the back. Everyone's coming on board. It's going to be a long flight, so we're going to want everything so we get the baggage in and catering in. Not worried about fuel. The aircraft is already loaded. So the flaps is open. We'll start up the APU. We'll monitor the doors. You can see them loading stuff in the back. And we'll go down the panel, just make sure everything is set. So we're good here, coming down. Electrics, GPWS is okay. Crew oxygen supply will go on. Come down over here. We do the fire test. So engine 1. Engine 2 and APU. Won't let us test it because we're starting it. That's fine. We'll continue down here. Everything is good. We'll put the air in the back up so that the passengers have a comfortable flight. Everything else is looking good. Anti-ice is off. Cabin pressures are good. We'll put the beacon on because we are starting up the APU. That's all good. Emergency lights are armed. FMC is set and checked, and our departure has been briefed. So now we're just waiting for the final loading of everything in the back. They're still going with baggage and meals. We're almost ready. So the APU is now available. Just came up on the eCam here, so we've come off the doors page. We can see that. If we go to the APU, she's up and running. And because it's now ready, it's flicked off the APU screen going to the doors. We're just loading the baggage. and the last of the passengers. We're waiting for our ramp agent to come in and confirm that everyone is on board. So we just have a minute to go. It's got Pakistani Airways over there. And Frontier on the other side. Oh, sounds like the baggage door just closed. Yep, so bags are all on board. So the ramp agent should be coming up any minute with our load sheet. Now, when we leave, we are going to push back. And we are leaving on runway 27 right. So we're going to push back and go tail to the left when you're looking at the aircraft from behind. And we are aligned. Oh, the ramp agent's just given us our forms, so we are good. Lock the cockpit door. And we can tell them to go ahead and they can remove the jetway. And that will get us pretty much ready to go. So the jetway should now be moving. There she is. Alright, one final thing to check. Let's just figure out what our winds are. 272, that's fine, that's good. I just want the altimeter. We'll set the altimeters and then we are good to go. Just a few clouds, visibility's good, winds are fine. Five degrees, yeah, getting cold. Fall's definitely here. Altimeter, come on. Bit of a high pressure. 3048. Alright, and we will go down here to the standby and set that as well. .3048, and I think we're good for our pushback. So APU is started. APU bleed. Come on. Generators. APU generator is on. External power will come off. Thrust levers are at idle, and the area is clear. So push truck will come in, and again we're going to push tail to the left when we get by the truck lane here, and that will get us set up and ready to go. And again, I'm hoping soon that we'll get a good pushback add-on make this a little bit better. I'm using Pushback Helper. It's a little freeware community program, which is better than the default, but I wish I had a nice one with voices and everything. There's our nudge. Moving back now. Area is clear. So pump switch, fuel pumps will come on. Master goes to ignition and starting engine number 1. start our turn. There's the taxiway. Straight back a little bit. We are good. Thank you for the push. Engine number 1 is up and running. Now start engine number 2. Oh, not bad on the push.
Echo Lima. Echo Lima. Morning ground, Echo Lima, an A320 outside hangar 6. Request is out to engine test point 4. Echo Lima, to approve for test point. No approval, call me. Echo Lima.
Alright, engine's up. Looking good. We have 2 good starts. So hydraulic pump switches are all on. The APU can now come off, and the mode selector will go to normal. Before taxi checklist, probe window heats come on, heading and altimeters to 3048, cross check, standby, checked. Radios and avionics are set, autopilot, FMC is set, flight director will come on, auto brake set to max. Flaps, first notch of flaps are moving, elevator trim will go to one up. There we go. Flight controls. Left, right, neutral, forward, back, neutral, left, right, neutral on the rudders.
Explain the emergency procedures on this British Airways
taxi
aircraft.
clearance.
The captain and the
Taxi
crew
lights
are
will
here
come
for your
on.
safety. It is important that you pay
Logo lights
attention
are on.
and
Runway
follow
turn-off
instructions
lights will come
carefully.
on.
First, check your seatbelt is securely fastened. Insert the metal tag into the
Don't need the
buckle
wing
and
lights.
tighten by pulling on
I'm
the
gonna
loose
kill the
end.
overhead
To
here,
unfasten, simply lift up the metal flap on the buckle and pull
and we are
apart.
good
You'll
to
find the seatbelt sign in the panel above your head.
taxi out.
When it's on, you must fasten your seatbelt. We'll provide extension
Parking
seatbelts.
brake off. We're going to taxi down here on Bravo. We'll traps around
and visible during our flight, even
terminals.
when the sun's off.
Make a
Your life
left
jacket is
down
either
here a little
beside
bit,
or underneath your seat.
and then we will
To
be
use it, take it out of the
up there.
container
It's a
and
very
place it
short
over your
taxi.
head. Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them
So
securely
we'll come
in a
down
double
here,
bow at your
and
side.
we will arm the
Inflate your life jacket when you leave
speed
the
brake.
aircraft. We will supply life cots for babies and life jackets for children. In the unlikely event of the aircraft having to make an emergency landing, you'll be told to take this protective brace position. But when seated facing rearwards in Club World, you must adopt this
So
position.
we may have another aircraft
We will
out
now
there.
explain how to leave the aircraft in an emergency. Move quickly to the closest usable exit, taking nothing with you. High-heeled shoes must be taken off as
So
they
this
may
is
tell the
a
evacuation
maintenance
sign.
hangar, and there's another one over
Emergency
there.
Lighting, including floor-level lighting, will help you find your way to the exits.
I think Heathrow now
These are clearly
has
signed.
5 terminals.
There are 2 exits at the rear of the aircraft
Pretty
and 2
big
at
place.
the front of each cabin section. Your crew will now point out the exits nearest to you.
That was Kilo. This is Lima coming up, and then we're going to take the
To
next
open the
turn,
doors, move the handle in the direction of the red arrow.
which will be
Opening
Bravo.
the doors automatically
Stay out of that
inflates the
terminal area.
evacuation
Oh, there's
slides. The slides can also be inflated by pulling this handle. Jump onto
a
the
good
slide
amount of aircraft
and move away
around.
from the aircraft. If the aircraft has landed on water, these slides detach
do this
to
little
form
jog here.
rafts. As you leave the
we
aircraft,
take the next
inflate your
one.
life jacket by pulling the red tag. If necessary, blow into this mouthpiece to top up the air. The life jacket is fitted with a light and a whistle. Your oxygen mask is behind the panel just above your head. If the cabin air system should fail, this will be released. Stay in your seat and pull the mask towards you to open your supply. Please note that the bag does not inflate. Place it over your mouth
Runway is
and
just
nose
ahead.
and adjust the band to secure it. Then breathe normally. Do make sure your own mask is correctly fitted.
A little bit frame
before helping
intensive here.
anyone else. In some areas, you release the mask by
Looks like
pulling
one of
on this
our
coloured streamer.
company
If you're in
aircraft
a
is parked over there in the
seat,
maintenance
you may
facility.
Need to reach through the dividing screen to retrieve your mask. All electronic devices, including mobile phones, must be switched off, and all headsets must be
We're
removed.
going to turn
whenever
on
the engines are running
L21
on
and
the
then
ground.
left turn,
Take
that's a
off,
right turn on
approach,
L21
and
up
landing.
here, and then left turn.
Please ensure your mobile phone and any
We'll do our
devices
TO
that can send
config,
or receive
and we're
calls or
almost at
text
the runway.
messages remain off
We'll give
for the
them the
flight. Any items with a
ding.
flight safe mode should have this feature enabled now. Some electronic devices can be used once
This is
we're
L21.
airborne.
It'll be a
Please
quick
check
right,
High Life
quick left.
magazine. Take care your hand
And then
baggage
we're
isn't
pretty much at the
blocking
runway.
aisles or exits. It must be put under the seat in front of
Watch
you
the
or in
speed.
an overhead locker. But place items in the locker
It's
carefully.
kinda getting away
They
from
may
us
fall and injure someone.
with this latest update.
As we prepare for takeoff, please make sure that your tray table is put away. Your seat is upright and your
Somebody's
armrest
ahead
is
of
down.
us there.
Please stow your individual video screen and footstool if you have them. Finally,
There's
take
Alpha.
a look at the safety card in the seat pocket.
It's 2 ring
Any questions,
taxiways that go
please
around
ask
all
your
the main
crew.
terminals in the center.
We hope you have a
Bravo
relaxed
and Alpha, they usually go
enjoyable
one direction, clockwise and counterclockwise. Oh, that's an A380 moving out there. Look at that thing. Alright, so here's the runway. Gonna stop here. So, parking brake goes on. Flight instruments are all checked. Engine instruments checked. Takeoff data. V1 of 153, VR of 161, V2 of 163. Nav instruments are checked. Landing lights come on. Taxi to takeoff. And strobes to auto. Pitot heat's fine. De-ice is fine. Transponder to TARA. Is he rolling yet? Not quite. PWS will come on and weather radar will come on. So now we're just waiting for clearance. There goes the 380. So we're going to start the chrono and we're going to take position and hold on the runway. No aircraft inbound that I can see. Seven right is confirmed. He's made a pretty quick turn out to the left. So, 10 degrees down on the controls, engines to 40%.
Contact, Dublin 132.580, good day. 132.580, running 0 to
And stable. Brakes are released, engines to flex. SRS runway enabled. $80 knots. 100 knots, ease back on the stick. V1. Rotate. Ease back to 17 degrees. Positive rate. Gear up. Aircraft is climbing.
Alpha 5000 service wind 240 degrees 5 knots, runway 28 clear for takeoff. Regular takeoff from 5000 morning.
Climb thrust to neutral. Autopilot's coming on. Nose down for acceleration. And flaps going up. Very nice view out the window. See London below us. We're turning around to our easterly course here. Ooh, that's London City Airport off in the distance. See the edges of Heathrow there as we've curved around. And we're climbing out. Over to there. We got a 3/4 moon tonight. It's pretty nice. Another aircraft over there. Not sure where the Airbus went. Nice view of London all laid out here. Another airplane coming in. Looks like he's coming in to land. Where are we? There's 10,000. We're accelerating, so landing lights will all come off. Taxi light comes off. Runway turn-off lights will come off. Oop, come on. Easy now. Seatbelt lights will come off, and we are going to climb out to our cruise altitude of 33,000 feet. And then we're going to settle in. It's a late flight. There will be a late night snack meal service. And then it's nap time or movies. And we should, I don't know, it's sometime in the morning. Should be after sunrise that we're landing in Baku. So I hope you enjoy the flight, and we'll catch up with you when we are a bit closer to our destination. See you then. Well, welcome back to the cockpit. We're descending into our airport at Baku. It's been a good flight. A few storms passed. You can see the sun just pre-dawn light on the horizon. We're passing through 18,000 feet. We got a bit of a storm off to our right here. and some pretty good cloud layer. Winds aren't too bad. Although the current MEDAR is showing just a few clouds, but there is some storm activity, isolated cells in the area. Not a lot of wind at the moment though. I guess that's the isolated cells there. Anyway, we got a bunch of height restrictions we got to hit. Here at Nova, we got to be at 16,000, which we're almost at, and then our next height restriction after this is 12,000 at BB 107, which is the second one here. So about 28 miles out. So we'll slowly make our way down, and we're going to curve around with a bunch of restrictions as we come down to the airport. We're past through 16,000 feet. We'll throw the seat belts in the back. You can start doing their cleanup. So we're going to continue our descent to 12,000 now. Coming out at about 1,000 feet per minute. We're also going to slow back to 280 knots. As we get down into the thicker atmosphere here. See that storm activity off to our right. We did have a little bit of lightning coming in, probably about an hour or so ago. Haven't seen much here yet. There's the town. The airport's on the water. I think the airport elevation is only 18 feet, so it's not looking too bad. Transition altitude here is 11,000. So that's when we'll throw on the landing lights and set the altimeters. It says between 14 and 12 here at 616. And at 107, we have to be above 12. So we're just going to bring her down to 12. Probably ease up a little bit. The next one after that, which is 20 miles further on, we have to be at 9,000 feet. But this looks like it's skipping a few of them. So we'll figure out what the next one is that we pick up, and then we'll go to there. Basically, we're going to hold 7,000 feet around the bottom end of the loop, and then we descend down to 2,000 feet, which is our intercept. Currently out over the Caspian Sea. We're going to cut across the peninsula. That's Baku right ahead of us, and the airport is over here somewhere, so we're going to come around and then land to the north. Actually, there's the airport right there. So we're good right now. Don't got to worry about terrain. It's pretty flat. The clouds are pretty much off to the right. And it's clear out over the water. Yeah, so it looks like after this one we'll just head down to 7,000 feet, hold it down, and then we'll drop to 2,000 for the intercept. I'm not sure. It says 17 miles out, so maybe 10. Yeah, it's not going to be 17 miles out. Alright, so we're dead on halfway between our max and minimum here, which is good. And then it's 6 miles to the next point. Although why it's gone and done that, I have no idea. So we are going to take over and send us back this way. Wanting to take us directly there. Not the plan, mister. Not the plan at all. Alright. So we're going to go down to 7,000. Speed's going to come back to 250. We're not doing too bad. 4 hours and 37 minutes so far from takeoff. So we want to be 250 by 10,000 feet, which should not be a problem. We are slowing down, 260 now. Actually going to bring it to 240 just so we maintain our speed under that point. So there's 11,000, transition altitude, lights will come on. Landing system will come on. And IBN will check on the chart. IBN is correct. Fuel quantity is good. Flaps are retracted, landing gear lever is up. Alright, not worried about the weather, so the weather radar can come off. At 10,000 feet, we're below 250 knots. Basically going to go out and then turn around and come in for the intercept. Golbus is our intercept point. And we want to be at 2,000 feet when we reach Golbus. Yeah, it looks like we're still pre-dawn hours here. Alright, so 9,000 feet. Seatbelt signs are on. Radios are set. Speed will come back to 210. Landing lights are on. Taxi light will go on. Ground spoilers are armed. Auto brake will go to the length of the runway here. 13,000. We're good. It will be on low. Speed will now come down to 2,000. increase our descent rate. And we're going to bring the speed brakes out. It's going to be the runway on the right. They're slightly diverging. They're not parallel. $7,000 feet. Altimeter is on, and our altitude 1000, which is 3019. There we go. Q and E. I think that's actually Q and. Should be able to change. Whatever. We'll go QFE. One's altitude above sea level, the other one's altitude above elevation. Can't remember which is which. Alright, so we gotta go down another 4,000 feet. That speed is below 220, so flaps 1. Speed will come back to 180. And passing below 200, we can go flaps 2. Speed brakes to half. Speed brakes all the way in and arm them.
Scooter 996 contact Tower 1.7.
All right. We're going to turn to heading 090. So I've gone in and I have set all my parameters in for my approach. We come over to performance. Actually, we'll go to approach mode now. You can see all my information is set. 182 is our decision height. Approach speed is 135. $3,000 feet. We are picking up the ILS, we have the localizer, we have the glide slope. So I'm going to turn to 060 or 055 actually. We'll go for the intercept. That'll put us on like a 45-degree angle to pick up the glide slope. We're about to level. As soon as we level out, I will kick on the approach mode. Heading is set, speed is set. And yeah, we're out over the water, 2,000 feet above. So altitude's coming in. We're in approach mode. So altitude is locked 2,000 feet. Speed is set 180. Flaps are flaps 2. We'll wait for the intercept on the glide slope and or the localizer. And we'll continue with the rest of it.
Cabin crew seats for landing.
Alright, looking good. We should see movement in a second as we come up to it. No aircraft visible. Go to landing systems now. We're 16 miles from the end of the runway, or at least 16 miles from the ILS transmitter. So we're going to be about 5 hours of flight time. There we go. So localizer is in capture mode, glide slope is in capture mode. You're going to turn into the airport. Here's the 2 runways. That's 3-4 where we're headed, and that one I think is 3-6. And I did confirm the frequency and identifier, so we are on the correct ILS. So localizer is alive. So we're heading into capture. We should intercept the glide slope at 6.2 miles out. That's the point where we will continue our checks. Final turn on to the localizer, and we are captured. Now we're heading inbound.
Contact tower 18.7.
A little bit of a wind. It should die down as we get to the ground, though. We're a little heavy. We're going to come in a little bit faster. I'm going to set 145 as our approach speed. 10 miles out. There's the coast coming up. We are tracking. 9 miles. So we're going to exit to the right after we land. Okay, glide slope is moving. Let's bring the speed back to 145. Glide slope is captured, gear down, flaps to full. Alright, landing gear, check, down, 3 green, autopilot as required, go around altitude, 2,000 feet is set, auto thrust is on, landing memo, no blue, landing speed, 145 is set. We're on the localizer, we're on the glide slope. Looks like we're going to be about 25 minutes ahead of schedule.
Stand film 56 seconds, okay, by Alpha. 56 seconds by Alpha.
Continue. Landing. Slight bounce. Reversers are on.
Stand film 56, thank you so much. Contact us ground 1 bye.
80 knots. 60 knots. Reversers are off. Auto brakes are off. And we're going to exit next taxiway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Baku in Azerbaijan. It's early morning before sunrise. Not sure the local time, but you got a full day ahead of you.
Walaikum salam, Gulf 221, clear to land 15 left, wind 120
We're just going to hold here for a second. Check something, see if we got a gate we go to here. We do not have an assigned gate, so we are going to let's pull up the parking stands. We're going to go to Terminal 1. So after landing checklist, spoilers are automatically disarmed. Flaps retracted. Engine mode selector is normal. Landing lights come off. Taxi light is on. Turn off lights will go on. Strobe will come off. Anti-ice can come off. We'll get the APU up and running. Wheel temperatures are green. Transponder to standby. PWS will come off. And APU flap open. And we start APU. Alrighty, let's taxi in. So we got a bit of a taxi. Basically going to take our first turn to the right or left, and then we will turn right into the terminal area and look for a gate. Very quiet here this morning. Or maybe that's elapsed time since when we started. I don't know. But not bad. 4 hour, 55-minute flight time is pretty good. All right. So we're going to turn here. There's the terminals in there. Kind of an interesting airport layout with the two airports diverging by about 15 degrees actually. Alright, so just down here a bit will be the entryway. Head over to the terminal.
Ground Civil 6282, good afternoon, approaching 07 gateway, information X-ray.
Good afternoon, Siberian 628, ground number 16 right, Siberian Sierra 7 Charlie, hold short of the Sierra 4.
16 right, Sierra 7 Charlie,
so there's where we enter.
All stations, ground QNH 29981, information X-ray.
Kind of a weirdly laid out terminal here. Kind of like a triangle. We're going to pull in this one here. Because why not? Basically, we're going to stop here because it is kind of like I think everybody is bussed out to the aircraft. So, here we are. Parking brake is on. Thrust levers are at idle. Ground contact, sure. Electrical power, no. So, engine 1, engine 2 are off. Parking brake confirmed. We'll leave on the nav lights, so the beacon will come off. Those will come off. Taxi light will come off. Anti-ice is off. Passenger signs and doors, you can come off. The APU bleed will go on for our power. Landing systems and flight directors will come off. Fuel pumps come off. ECAM status. We're green. Adheres will stay on. Avionics are on. No smoking sign will stay on. APU and batteries as we see them.
Only 45 grand, Sevilla Kilo, Sierra, Sierra 6 Gateway.
You're off. You're all off. All right. Guys, I hope you enjoyed your flight. It was a long one. Just under 5 hours. About 5 hours and 10 minutes gate to gate. We will see you next time. Bye for now.